You really got me.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, that's good. Let's dive into some bits, some fills and bits like that.
Several song-filled hours later.
Right. Yeah, so I thought it'd be a good idea just to run over some things in the lesson that were difficult to get across because of the delay, and also because the sound compression on my end isn't fantastic either. Hopefully it's loud enough and you can hear me. Alright, the first bit, which is really easy, you got the hang of really easily, is the 2-bar counter and then the bass flam. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Alright, so there's that. Then immediately you've got a bar of beat and then a fill. So the way to practice this is you'll play the beat, whatever speed you play the beat at, I want you to play the drum fill at the same speed. So if you find the drum fill, you can't play it fast enough, then reduce the speed of the beat beforehand. So if you're playing like... then you need to reduce the speed of the beat, so the fill is the same speed. So something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you wrote above, in your lesson, you wrote above the first line drum fill, it's 3 and a 4 and. So that's 1 and 2 and 3 and a 4 and. Okay? The next thing I want to talk about is the way you play the hi-hats. So playing the hi-hats, if you play the hi-hats the same, with the same velocity, the same strength, every single hit, it's going to sound like this. Okay? That's fine, but taking it to the next level and looking for that dynamic variation that they talked about in your last exam would mean that you're playing the hi-hats, you're playing them loud and then soft, alternatively. So that would mean instead of being... what you're doing is you're doing 1. So that's loud, soft, loud, soft. And the difference between that is I'll play you one time through with same velocity hi-hats and one time through with varied velocity hi-hats, and you can hear the difference, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. One of them, the second one, this one, has a much sort of, it's more flowing, more bouncy. It's like rather than super loud, super in your face all the time. So the way to practice that is, I want you to play this. Start off with a really simple hi-hat beat, keep the tempo the same. So maybe put a metronome on at, say, 70, 75 BPM, and you'll go... When you feel comfortable with that, add in a snare. So you go... When you're comfortable with that, add in a bass drum on the 1 and the 3. So... and so on and so forth, until eventually you start to add in the extra bass drums which are involved, which are on the and, so you get... and you add that flow, that dynamics. Okay, the last thing I'm going to talk about is... this is the trickiest part of the whole thing. It's the second line of C, so bar 21 onwards. And this is a phrase that repeats itself over and over again. So you'll have this... that phrase comes back twice throughout the whole track, later on as well. The way to practice this, break it up into sections, okay? You know you can do this. Okay, if you're happy with that, if you're happy with yourself playing that, then what you do is you go... Alright? Get some weird noises. Okay. Anyway. So you practice that over and over on a loop. The second one, again, it's... remember we played that right, left, right, left, right, left, right. So play that on a loop of 1 and 2 and 3. Okay? And then put them together. So then you get... and over again on that loop. And eventually when you come to that piece, you've got, from the bar before, from bar number 20, you get... and then that fill, don't practice the fill just yet, this one. Okay, I want you to practice like this. Until you get really comfortable with that. Put your metronome on, 60 BPM. Do that for 2 minutes. 65 BPM, do that for 2 minutes. 70 BPM, do that for 2 minutes. And eventually you start off nice and slow, like... and as long as they're all even, you move up to the next speed. And eventually you get faster. And then eventually you get there. And then you can put that in with the song. Oh. You see, you've got that extra tom there, so yours would be... Okay, I hope that's helpful. I kind of played the track roughly alright. It's difficult on the iPad because I've only got one page. So I kind of split it between the 2 pages and did my best to read it. So it's not exactly perfect, but I'm sure you can point out where I made the mistakes. Okay, hope this was helpful, and I'll see you next week on Wednesday next week, if that's good with you. 3:15? Awesome. Peace out.